Hello, beautiful people. Hello, hello, hello. All right, let me try and do this. Okay, I see one person is watching over here. Um, okay. Hello, good people. I press the volume thing so that. Hello, good people. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Please comment and say, "Hey, coach, we can. We can hear you. We can hear you." How are you doing? How has been the transformational sessions with Coach Malebo on Wednesdays, on Tuesdays? I know most of you come here and you like, Coach, now this YouTube lives have just went, Hello, Jeanette. All right. Okay. All right. Oh, I forgot to share this one. Okay, let's wait for other people to come while I share this on my status healing sessions. Okay, there are two people, so it's Jeanette and who is here with us? Who is here with us? Hello, 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 hello. I am alive. Sorry, guys, about that. I know it's not nice, especially when you are watching the replay. Okay, we need to close this. Especially when you are watching the replay, even the live, but it's okay, right? Okay, so today we're talking about energy blocks, right? And most people would be asking, "Hey, coach, now what is it that you are trying to teach us today?" Guys, when you log in, please tell me who you are, where you are logging in from, so that I know who I'm speaking to. Some people, they come and they like, okay. Right, so welcome to Malibu TV. This is Coach Malibu, your holistic life and wellness coach. I'm also a healer and an author, also a motivational speaker. So I love actually what actually makes me feel or come alive is the healing, So many years ago, some of you may know about the story. I had been sexually abused and I did not know how much of the damage that has caused me as a person. And I went through life, blindfolded. And I didn't know actually that cost me, or that has cost me most relationships. I mean, I was in the verge of losing my job and a whole lot of other things. And people may come and say, yeah, when you are growing through a lot, or God trying to show you areas of your life that you need to heal, most of the time we blame the devil. So I was in that frequency as well, where I was blaming the devil. A lot of people were saying, "You look so beautiful, you have a beautiful body," and all this. But inside I was dying because I didn't know what was happening with me until I was presented, or I was shown this world of healing. And me as a healer being presented to the healing that I needed to do for myself. And I started back in 2012, when I was looking for something greater than what I have been taught to believe. And now when I look back at my journey, I'm like, wow. And in that journey of 6 years, I want to show you in that journey of that started in 2012, not 6 years, it's a lot of years. I came up with this book called The Journey and Confessions, and also my tagline, which is create the life that you want. These are the things that I have been doing in my journey, and for sure, God has been leading me to write more books, to heal other people, to help other people heal from what we have been conditioned to believe that it doesn't do anything. So I was one of those people as well who was like, yeah, Jesus healed me, and I'm not here to say Jesus doesn't heal, because I am working together with Jesus, right? But you need to know what is it that you are healing. So many times, when things are not working, the first place that we go to is the church, and we go and look for healing in that place, and that is awesome, that is good. But sometimes we do not even know what has happened to us. We just know that, okay, fine, I've been sexually abused, I'm divorced, or I have a problem with men, I cannot find a man that I want, and a whole lot of other things. But we don't know what that situation had done into our bodies, into our mind, and our spirit, right? And what we do is that we go and we suppress this by prayer, by being holy, and all these things. But you see a pattern of people in the church. I mean, we are seeing in the church that there are actually pastors who are sleeping with people, with young ladies in the church. There are a lot of not so good things that are happening in the church, and you ask yourself, how can this person do this as a man of God, or as a woman of God, or whatever it is? But you actually find out that they hadn't healed parts of themselves that are not, that have been wounded. They haven't gone through that healing. They suppress the healing by saying, yeah, Jesus is my healer. And of course, Jesus can be your healer, but you need to know what is it that you are healing. Some people are struggling with adultery. Some people are struggling with addiction to porn. Some people are struggling with addiction to alcohol, cigarette, and a whole lot of other things, but they don't know. All they are praying is that, God, please take away this thing. I don't want you to take it away. So I am here to step in as a healer to help people understand that you need to know what it is that is tampering with your life. You need to know what it is that it's in your life that is actually driving you to having addictions of alcohol or cigarette or a whole lot of other things, right? So that is basically my story, right? And on Facebook, I've shared the healing sessions that we have, and the one-on-one healing sessions that we have on Facebook, on Zoom. I've shared all of that on Facebook, so you can go to Coach Malebo on Facebook, and you can check that video, right? Hello, Tolo. Hello. Okay, so today we're talking about removing energy, or removing energy blocks that are in your body, your mind, and your spirit. Now, I want you to understand first is that we are spirit beings. We are all energy. So spirit, energy, sometimes you'll hear people saying it's your energy, and you're thinking, are they talking about like drinking Red Bull? No, we're talking about spirit. So everything is energy, and energy is everything, right? That is why you see people believing that like when you die, you don't die and just, then you are no longer there. They believe that when you die, you become a messenger and all, and some people will say it's my angel, my mom is my angel who is in heaven, and a whole lot of that. And there are other people who say, I'm going to acknowledge my ancestors because they did not die. Yes, in the human form they have died, but in the spirit they have not died, because energy, which is a spirit, it cannot be destroyed. It can only be transmuted, right? So that is the reason, again, of a belief that when you die, you go to heaven. So there is actually life after death, but I don't know about that because I haven't died before, so I'm not going to answer that, right? So energy is everything, and it needs to flow through our meridian points. We have points where on Facebook, on my Facebook group, I was talking about EFT, which is emotional freedom tapping. That when you tap on yourself, when you tap there, you are actually tapping on the meridian points, and those meridian points, they flow energy in it. And if we want to come and talk biblically, the Bible says, "Guard your heart." I love this scripture. I've been talking about it since last week. "Guard your heart with diligence, because the issues of life flow through your heart." Your heart is another center, or another chakra, where it's responsible for love and a whole lot of other things. Now, when your heart is not in a right position, when your heart is not in the right space, and love and other things, and even more, abundance and money cannot flow through your life. So the Bible was actually saying, allow energy to flow through your life, so that you can have this life, and life more abundantly, right? So that is what energy is. And everything that hurt us in life, let me put this away, everything that hurt us in life gets stuck in our meridian point, or in our energy system. It can get stuck for most people in the heart, and some people on the solar plexus, and I'm going to explain that later on. And as it gets stuck like that, you will get things like triggers, like somebody is coming and say, "Yo, Malebu, you have a big forehead," and suddenly, you are having heart palpitations, you cannot breathe, and a whole lot of other things, because that whatever that had hurt you in the past is now, you didn't deal with it, which is one of the things that I am actually healing. When we are healing energy, we are allowing energy to flow through you, so that you can heal your past. But then let's just say you haven't healed your past, and it can be trauma, it can be pain, it can be hurt, it can be a loss of a loved one, it can be a whole lot of things. So in your body, there is an indication of where that is, right? In your body, you would feel that, and I will tell you again later on. And then in your mind, there is also an imprint in you that has this a pain or a trauma in you. So when I was still healing, when I was still on my healing journey, I said publicly that I did not want anything to do with touching. When somebody was touching me, it was like, what? Because remember, I was sexually abused. So one of the things that happened is that guy was touching me, obviously. Now my body still had that vibration or that energy in it, that when somebody touches you, especially closer, then they want to do something that is not a good thing. So in the past, when even when I got married, my husband understood that I don't like cuddling. I didn't even understand what cuddling is all about. I had to be taught, guys. I had to be taught that cuddling is actually when you are, and I didn't like it. But as I'm going through my healing processes, my healing journey, I understood that no, I had to release that energy block in my body, so that this is my husband, and we can cuddle, and it's safe. Now, I had a friend of mine who was being physically abused, and by that time, I was not a coach, but I knew that she was physically abused, because if you can, surprise her, maybe she's looking there and you coming and you make a sound, suddenly she will shift and she will be like, "Oh my God, what?" And I understood later on as well, it was actually confirmed later on that she was physically abused. So when you don't feel safe, right, you always have to be on the driver's seat, knowing what is going to happen afterward. So that energy is in your body, it's stuck in your body. So last week or a week before, I had a client who came to me with the issue of a different issue. But when I was guided in that session to help her, I was actually led to let her know, or for her to know of that imprint She had a certain problem, but that there was an imprint in her body, on her shoulder. And she thought maybe she just had a shoulder problem, and Kanti, she didn't just have a shoulder problem. It was an imprint of the things that she hadn't healed within herself. So to some people, they're going to have triggers, it's still in your body or in your emotional body. To some people, they're going to have like a pain in their body. To some people, they are going to even manifest sickness because of that. I was told by my friend when I had this my shoulder being very painful. I mean, now I'm going for acupuncture. I'm going for sessions acupuncture so that I can release what was there. She told me that when you don't deal with this, it will suck whatever in your bones and you will end up with a dislocated arm. Now, when you come and you say you have a dislocated arm, some people don't even understand what had caused that. But that was, to me, because it started since way back when I was still at home, when I was told a whole lot of things. People didn't know that by the time I was sexually abused, and they were still telling me that, whoa, this girl is a prostitute, and all of these things that I was told. So I was carrying a whole lot of things, and it got stuck there in my my shoulder. And to some people, it can be multiple places. It can be a shoulder, it can be the heart, it can be the solar plexus, it can be even things like your hands. Whatever it is, it's energy stuck in there, and we need to release it. Now, let us talk about the trigger. So somebody comes to you and say, hey, Jeanette, you don't look nice. Look at you. And suddenly you are triggered. When somebody says you don't look nice, if you know yourself, you know that I look nice and I'm fine with it. If you believe that I don't look nice, that's your problem, right? But then when you get triggered, it means that there is an energy block in you, reminding you of the things that you need to heal within yourself. And let us say that it's coming from your heart energy center, which is here in the chest, meaning that there is a problem. It might come from maybe because now I'm dealing with a whole lot of people who have issues in their past, in their childhood. It might be because your parents have been telling you that why don't you look like this? Why are you dark? Why are you this? You are not beautiful. Let's bath you. Let's do this. Let's, those type of things. So you never dealt with them, and they closed your heart, like we spoke last time. And now when somebody else says, you don't look nice, you don't look beautiful, then they trigger that emotion that you used to enjoy when your parents or when your siblings or even the people at your school used to tease you about. Then now you come and you want to, lash out on that person. But what you can do actually is to understand where that is coming from. Right? So I was telling my husband that, I grew up in a home and we never made jokes about how people are looking. And my husband is coming from a home where they can just say, hey, we're with a big head and all these things. So I never had a time where my sisters, or they would make a joke about how another person is looking. So my husband will just make those jokes, but I don't have a trigger, but I was just telling him. But imagine if you were being told that, hey, when with a big forehead, with a big head, with a whatever, right? Then that thing doesn't sit well with you, but you don't address it. Then it becomes a trigger. It becomes also an emotional block in you, an energy block in you that, comes out whenever there are situations related to that. Maybe your beauty, maybe how you look and all of that, right? So those are the things that stuck in you. And like I always say, please invest in your personal development, in your healing, so that you will know what kind of, you may know your triggers. Some people, they don't even remember. I mean, there are times when even myself, I didn't remember what was happening to me at age 4. But as I went through the healing sessions, I got to understand that at age 4, that's when I started closing my heart. So you need to also get into a space where you can where you can invest in your personal healing so that you know what is driving you, right? So it's 21 past, and I'm hoping that this internet is working, because we have been having a drip of internet. So I'm going to do this faster today. We're not going to sit here for the long, for an hour or 50 minutes like we always do, right? So I want to do it faster. So the first thing first that you see in yourself is, like I said, the trigger. So somebody else says something and you suddenly have heart palpitations. You cannot breathe. You feel like, you know, the anger comes up. And that thing, it's not actually your anger. It might be your 7-year-old anger. It might be your 5-year-old anger. It might be, you know, because you have, at that time, you have had a painful experience. You have had maybe something in your life that happened that you never addressed, that you never healed. Now it's sitting there in your heart, or maybe sitting there in your solar plexus, and it's indicating to you that you need to heal this thing. So when you are having that trigger, ask yourself, why am I feeling like this? Where in your body are you feeling what you are feeling, right? So like, the heart, we all know that the heart is responsible for love. Some people, it's in the solar plexus, English, solar plexus, right? Some people it's in the solar plexus. So that is where your personal will is, you know. So I get a lot of people who it's a pattern to them that they can start gym, but they will never be consistent when it comes to gym, right? And when I try to speak to them, they get triggered, and suddenly they feel that trigger in their solar plexus, because that is it's an energy center responsible for your personal will. So many people who are struggling with discipline, you know, I mean, right now, guys, let me tell you something. I was whatever ish, you know, this English, sometimes when I'm on YouTube, English doesn't want to come. But anyway, I was reflecting. Yes, I was reflecting on how disciplined I am. Right now I'm on a fast, and this fast is not even about you know, spiritual fast. I did the spiritual fast, when was it? 2 weeks from now, right? And this one is a fast that I am doing for the reason, that I went and I Googled about a fast, the healthy part of a fast, right? And I saw how it regulates your blood and all these things. And plus, I'm in the health and fitness industry. I want to test things first before I can tell people that, yeah, it works, right? And I know that fasting, it will help you with weight loss, but also there are other benefits that we have with fasting. So I only eat once a day, and the once a day that I'm going to eat at 6. So it's like the fasting that we all do, but I'm not fasting with an intention of maybe moving God or speaking in tongues. I'm just fasting so that I can see the health benefits of fasting. Now there are other people who want to get into that space where they can resist food. They can say no to food, but they can't because their willpower has been taken away from them, right? Or when they were 3 or any other age, somebody did something to them that took their willpower, their I can in them. Now, when they say, I want to lose weight, they want to lose weight, but in their energy system, there is no I can. I can actually lose weight. It's possible for me to lose weight, right? So those are the, you know, with triggers, also with patterns. And Jeanette is saying, I don't care about you. It's a trigger. Yeah, you know, so somebody says, I don't care, and yeah, they don't care, and they're telling you the truth. What is triggering? You would find out that there had been a situation in your life where you felt like maybe your parents or your caregivers were not caring about you. That now sparks an emotion in you, right? So patterns. I know of people who have been married more than once, right? And they divorce, they go, they divorce, they go. And it's not that is a bad thing. But when I work with them, we find out that their inner child actually is sabotaging them, or there is a stuck energy of trusting. They have a problem with trusting. Now, even if they have people who love them, people who, they honor the ground they are walking on, they always find something that can match the vibration that they have in their body and imprint in the mind. That is why, guys, the Bible says, renew your mind, renew your mind, transform your mind. And that transformation is releasing energy blocks that are in your body, the imprints that are in your mind and in your spirit, right? So you can find this with the triggers. When you find a trigger, when you find yourself being triggered by anything, whether it's a person dressed a certain way, whether it's somebody putting on makeup, whether it's whatever it is, you ask yourself, where in my body do I feel this? We actually have the Spirit of God residing in us. The Bible says, the Spirit of God that rose Jesus from the dead lives inside of us. And that Spirit created the entire universe. So if it can create that universe, it means that I can also ask. That is why you hear people say your higher self. Your higher self is the being, is the part of you that hasn't been wounded, and all of that is the part of your spirit, part of your energy that hasn't been wounded, and it knows better than you. So when you ask, where in my body, to some people they may not feel it, but you need to ask, where in my body do I feel this? And you will suddenly feel that pain, that subtle pain that you never felt before. And you're like, okay, wow, which area of my life has this imprint? Now you ask yourself questions, right? Which area of my life has this imprint? And you will find, okay, it's in my love life. This is where it comes from. How did I learn about love? I'm just making an example. How did I first learn about love? And when you ask yourself these questions, literally you would be guided back to the problem that you have, and you can release it. Now, when you release a pain in you, you have to command it, and you don't command it and say, get out, you demons, get out. No, you lovingly command it to leave, right? I lovingly command you to leave. I cut ties with you. I cut cords with you. You no longer belong in my body, in my mind, in my spirit. So I lovingly cut these cords with you. And yeah, that is, keep on repeating that until you feel that energy that has been in your body going away. So there has been this thing that we have been doing as kids, and I don't know if you guys were doing it. So we would look at the sky, and I wrote this in my book Confessions, that we will look at the sky and there would be clouds. You see this morning and a white cloud, and we'll literally say, I'm going to speak it in Tswana, I'm not going to say it in English, right? So we would look at that cloud and say, it's a cloud, and then meaning I can eat this cloud and finish it. So the more we focus on that, you will be looking at the sky, at that certain cloud. I mean, there are so many clouds in the sky, but you would be looking at that certain cloud. And the more you concentrate on it and say the word, you command it lovingly, that cloud will disappear, and you'll just see a blue sky, right? So it's the same as when you command stuck energy in your body. You need to, lovingly do it and say, I command it. The more you say it in a loving way, not like, demons, I cast you out, go out, and all these things, you are being dramatic. This thing has been living within you. So now you need to lovingly tell it to go and transmute itself to being positive energy or whatever it is, but it doesn't belong to you anymore. So I lovingly command my heart to open. For instance, if your heart has been closed, because when you ask those questions that I say you must ask, you then get that your heart has been closed because your parents didn't want to give you money or whatever it is. Now you are saying to yourself, I lovingly command my heart to open so that I can let the issues of life flow through me, right? I lovingly command my heart to open to its original size so that I allow the issues of life to flow through me. And as you do that, observe how you suddenly feel. So for people who are like me, who have painful whatever shoulder, I command this pain, lovingly command this pain to go away, and I speak healing in my body. I am whole, right? So you keep on saying that until you feel that pain going away. And this thing, again, you don't just do it for 2 days and then you feel like, yeah, I can go out and, you have to do it for a very long time. So that is the first thing that you do. Hello, Juliet. Hello, Tshireletso. The second thing, how you release energy from your body, is through movement. Now, a lot of people do not move. A lot of people do not move, and that is where you even get disease. Disease is actually dis-ease. So your body is in dis-ease, it's in distress because you do not move. So you have to move your body. So now, many people think that I'm just exercising because I feel like, yeah, I'm the girl, I'm the it. But it's not about that. Movement actually releases things in your meridian points that are stuck there. Listen, after running, whether you are running 5 kilometers or you are running 15 kilometers, girl, you will be feeling so good about yourself. Today, I did 2,000 skips, and listen, most of the time what I do is that I would sleep right after exercising. I exercise with the 5 a.m. people, and then I would sleep, but I will still feel good. But then when I do the jumping exercises, the running exercise, it actually makes me feel better times 10, 20, 30. So again, we are different as people, and my body has been used to training more than 3 hours. So I've ran Comrades Marathon for 12 hours. So my body has always, did extreme exercises. But if you are starting, so let's say you are not a person who's exercising, you can actually start with walking. You can actually start with a box class, those cardio exercises. The more you exercise, the more you release things out of your body, and exercise gives you good hormones like dopamine, oxytocin, and a whole lot of other things that really makes you feel good. So the more you exercise, the more you sweat, the more you open up and release your energy. So exercise is not only about, the six-pack and all these things. It's also about clearing your energy, right? The third one is food. So when you want to clear your energy, especially your emotional energy, I think it's Eckhart Tolle who spoke about this. He spoke about how the pain body, which is also a stuck energy in your body. So he calls it a pain body. He says many women we have been not treated. What is this word? This English word? An injustice. There's been a whole lot of injustice in us as women, to such a point that, a woman, before you go through 10 days before your periods, many women eat like thieves. They would eat cake and all these things. They would want to cry, and we have normalized it and said, yeah, it's a hormone and all these things. But some people don't go through that, and I know myself, I don't usually go through that because I am healing parts of my energy. But then if you are not healing anything in you, you would feel that intense thing in you that when you are going through your periods, 10 days or the time of ovulation, you would feel like eating anything, cake. Some people are sugar addicts, so they will eat like cake and a whole lot of other things. But those things actually, they are suppressing the feeling that you have on the inside, which is stuck energy in your body and imprints in your emotional body and also imprints in your mind. So by eating sugar or salty food, that is when you are suppressing it. So, but when you go through this process of healing yourself, of opening up to the love, opening up releasing stuck energy, then you will begin now to know that, okay, it's my period. There are times in my life when I don't know when my periods are, because I don't even calculate with how I am eating. Yes, there are moments in my life where I would be eating when it's not even my periods. It will be energy like the full moon. I have a problem with the full moon, because every time it's a full moon, I eat like, oh my goodness. Again, that full moon carries a certain energy that wants you to heal and do all these lovely things. But then if you are suppressing the healing, then you're going to take it out with eating, right? So food, especially now, guys, food is very, 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 very important. So you want to eat healthy. You can even go on a fast. Even myself, I'm going on a fast to detox. I work a lot with people with energy. So when I go through a fast, I'm actually releasing the other people's energies in me and my own things, because I also have things that I'm dealing with on a day-to-day basis, right? So that is the third one. The fourth one, I spoke about it. I don't know if it's here or the Facebook group, where I spoke about tapping, emotional freedom tapping. So you tap on the meridians and you keep on telling yourself, I am worthy of love. I am worthy of love. And this one, I would like for you to do it when you know what is going on with you. So pattern number one, you are having problems in relationships. So guys, if you have had two guys who have behaved the same, the problem is not those guys. The problem is with you, right? So that is a pattern that you need. So you need to ask yourself, many times when we go through that, we would say the devil is attacking me. And I spoke about it last time that I was working with 3 people, right? We were employed in this company, 3 people, right? But these 2 people, they made it in their career. They were hired elsewhere. With me, I was not hired. I was actually demoted, right? There was no devil who was attacking me at that moment. It was just the people or my bosses, the company that I was working with, I was working for, were matching my vibration, because I did not know what was going on with me. I had a whole lot of stuck energy in me. I had a whole lot of things that were happening on me. Now, when you understand, now that I am healed, I am able to just manifest a job just like that. I'm able to do this and that, right? Just like that, because of what? The healing work that I have done on me, right? So we need to get to a point where we understand that it's not another person. It's not the devil. It's not witchcraft. It's us. Why is it that it's happening on us? So when there is a pattern in your life, you have been divorced more than once. And I'm not saying it's something big like you are dating. No, there's something that you need to heal within yourself so that you can level up your energy. And it might be sitting in your body. I know my friend used to say, when somebody, they have this presence, like they are not likable. You don't even know why you don't like them. But when they get in the room, you're like, ish, you feel like even going. It's because of the bulk of energies that we do not cleanse out of our aura. And last time we spoke about aura, on how to do those salt bath and things like that. But now I'm talking about the body, the mind, and the spirit, right? So, as you know, that I think it's in the Bible, where it says that when you cast out demons, they go and I think they were in pits at some point. I don't know how, but then they say they would come back to you if you haven't found yourself and things like that. They will come back to you with 2 times powerful, because energy, you cannot destroy energy. What you can do is to transmute it, and that is why I said you transmute it with love. Now in the church, what we do is that we transmute energy with a whole lot of command. Go out, spirit of what, go out. And then these people or these demons that have been staying in our bodies, now they are feeling like, okay, you are scaring me, I'm gonna come and I'm gonna fight. So you want to do the whole process with LOVE, with love, so that when you do it, then these things will go to the place of origin where they are coming from, not in you, right? So we spoke about asking questions. That's number one. Where in my body do I feel this? If it's in your heart, you know it's related to love. Where did I learn about love? How did I learn to close my heart? And the more you ask your higher self questions, the more you would get answers to why do you feel that trigger. It will be a trigger, but it will be in some area of your body. Even in your shoulders, you can still ask what resides there, and it will tell you, your higher self will tell you, it is stress that is coming from this. I mean, my client found out that her problem with the shoulder is actually related to money. Can you believe it? So that's how deep this thing is. And when you find it out, you forgive if for instance the people, your parents taught you that, you forgive them. You can do a forgiveness prayer and say, I forgive them and I release them from my energy. But I also command lovingly that my shoulder will go back to its point of origin. I lovingly command my shoulder to go back to its point of origin. The second one, I said food. I talked about food and exercise. Actually, the second one is exercise, that you need to exercise more, especially if you have been in the presence of other people. Exercise more. Release the body from the energy from your body, right? And the third one is food. Eat high vibrational food. You know, when you eat like spinach, I know that you go to the toilet a lot of times, so it releases all these toxins that are in you, in your body, even in your emotions. So sometimes when we are too emotional, we eat things that will suppress that. So when you are emotional, you would choose to eat cake than eating spinach. You understand? So eat high vibrational food. You can go on a fast if you want to, you know, just to release all the things that are in your body that has been stuck there, right? The fourth one is emotional freedom tapping, where you can tap, you know. There are people on YouTube who do guided EFT. So you can say guided EFT for love, and they will show you how you do it, right? And that's it. Oh yes, we did this without any interruption, because I prayed about it. I said, no, we need to have this, because this internet today in the morning while I was training just went off just like that. So that is what we are doing. And for people who are here, sorry, and you don't know, when you ask questions to your higher self, you don't know. Some people have forgotten about what had happened to them, and you are seeing patterns in your life, you know. And I always say that you will be challenged in 3 areas: relationship, money, and health. So if you are seeing this but you cannot point it out where it comes from, I am asking you to come for a healing session. The healing session is 650 for an hour, and I will guide you. I will help you release those things. And what I am doing right now here is a general thing. And in the healing session, it's like a package for you, not for Tshireletso and Tulu and Jeanette. You know, I am doing a package for all for you specifically, because as I will be doing the healing session, I will be guided to speak to you and the things that you have suppressed within you, right? And then the lovely thing is that in August, on the 27th, we have a retreat for women. Now, the reason why I said it's for women, it's because us as women, we have been, you know, we have been suppressed for a very long time. We have been conditioned to believe that if you don't know how to cook, you cannot be a wife. I mean, I'm seeing some other person on Facebook talking about that you cannot call yourself a Proverbs 31 woman. Actually, a Proverbs 31 woman, it's actually a wife. So if you are not a wife, then you cannot be quoting that scripture. And I was like, wow, you see how we have been suppressed as women. And I am here to stand in the gap for all women who have felt like that, all women who have been through abusive relationships, who have been through pain, who have experienced pain in their lives. And I'm here to say I'm going to step in the gap for them so that they can release this thing. That every time when somebody says those type of things, you see, when he wrote all those things, I didn't even comment. I was just laughing and I was like, wow. But before, if I hadn't healed myself, I was going to be triggered and write this wrong thing and I'd say, yay, why are you saying women this, women that, But now that I am healed, or my level of healing, sometimes you cannot be 100% healed. That is why I go often to energy healing sessions. Now, when you know that you have healed, parts of you that have been wounded, that have been scattered, you then get into a point where you can stand in the gap for other people to heal. So the retreat will be in Mpumalanga. All you need to do, you get in your car, you come to us. It's 3,500. For you to book for this retreat, it will be 1,000 rand. Guys, I'm asking you, right, that for your personal development, you invest in yourself. Don't look at the money. I mean, I spend about 3,000, 5,000 a month for my personal development, but guess what? I get that money times, and also I get fulfillment, I experience love in my relationship. And I don't have I was telling another person that I don't have problems in my life. At this point in my life, I do not have problems that can make me suffocate. Like, basic needs have been covered, not because I'm lucky, but because I have been doing the work. Now, many people are suffocated. They're about to, kill themselves. I get messages every day on my WhatsApp, on my inbox that I'm about to die and all this. You don't have to wait until you're about to die. You can do it right now. You can heal yourself right now. And as you heal yourself, you don't just do it for yourself. You do it for the women that lived before you and the women that will live after you. Yeah, so if you want to join the retreat, there's still space available. If you want to join the retreat, it's 3,500, 1,000 books your space, and the rest of the amount you can pay it whenever before the 26th of August. Right? Thank you very much. I love you. Please subscribe if you are here for the first time. Subscribe, and if you are here and you have been watching this, you have been here with me all the time. Thank you so much. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching my content. I will see you tomorrow on the Facebook group. I think we're going to be talking about relationship with God, because we need to really talk about God, because some people think that God is Christian or is a religious God and he's going to punish us and all these things. So we need to talk about that. We'll talk tomorrow. Thank you. Goodbye.